Welcome to the Week 1 edition of the Fifth Down. I'm Travis Kozek.
And I'm Shannon McGrattan. 2012 was a special season for the Alcona football program, with the Tigers reaching the postseason for the first time in over a decade.
That's right, and while the Tigers weren't able to make it past the first round last year, several key contributors returned this season, making expectations very high down in Lincoln. The Tigers opening their first season as a member of the North Star League tonight at home, hosting NSL foe Atlanta. And the Tigers setting the tone on the ground right away in this one. Opening drive, Josh Mead bowls his way for the nice gain. Then later in the drive, Alcona facing a 4th and 3, but that's no problem for Nathan Fettis. Fettis gets to the outside, cuts back inside, and nobody's going to catch him. Alcona takes the early 8-zip lead on the ensuing Atlanta drive. Seth Teets coughs up the ball on the QB keeper. Fettis pounces on it, and the Tigers are back in business. Atlanta trying to make up for the mistake, tightening up on D. Taylor Jurgens is hungry for a sack lunch. He hauls down Cody Franklin for the big loss, but Franklin is the one that gets the last laugh. Very next play, the QB keeps it himself and says adios to the Atlanta defense. The Tigers running all over the Huskies tonight. Alcona led by 44 at the half and easily takes down Atlanta.
Heading north to AuGres-Sims at Rogers City. Look very closely to the middle of your screen as Wolverine's Brett Macer, number 44 right there, intercepting the ball and running right into the end zone. He was running so fast our camera couldn't even keep up with him, but that makes it an 8-0 AuGres lead after the first. Huron's Jacob Malocha running right down the middle for the first down. He finishes with 2 touchdowns in the game. And another key player right here is number 10, Chris Lopez, touchdown RC. We are tied at 8 in the second. But Macer comes back to end the first half strong with this long pass from Sawyer Reeling. 14-8 AuGres-Sims going into the half, but Rogers City would give the home crowd something to cheer for as they win their first game of the season, 30-20.
Taking a look at some of the other scores from around the area tonight, Whittemore Prescott putting together a strong showing in the North Star League debut, easily rolling past Mayo 66-12. Jens Gillings putting on a show for the Cardinals tonight, throwing for 5 touchdowns and adding 2 more on the ground just for good measure as the Cardinals take the win.
But things much closer in Hillman tonight. The Tigers' Kenny Colkin rushing for 170 yards and 4 scores to help Hillman edge Gaylord and St. Mary 55-54.
Down south, it was a rough night for both Oscoda and Hale. In Oscoda, the Owls got 115 yards on the ground from Cody Pintar, but 5 Oscoda fumbles did the Owls in as they fought Lakewood Memorial 41-zip. Hale also held scoreless at home tonight, falling to Baldwin 46-0.
And in Ski Valley action tonight, the Onaway Cardinals took a 7-6 lead into the 4th quarter, but an Inland Lake score and 2-point conversion in the final quarter was the difference in this one. Onaway falls 14-7. Welcome back. Down in Tawas tonight, there was a clash between 2 teams that had a very different season a year ago.
Tawas struggled in 2012, earning just 1 win all season, while Johannesburg-Lewiston won 9 games and a district title. But none of that mattered tonight. The Cardinals and Braves each just trying to get to 1-0 on the season. Tawas quarterback Justin Karinovic trying to get the offense going early in the first, but Ethan May spoils that plan, jumping the route for the pick 6 and putting Joburg up 6-zip. The Braves able to shake it off though. Tawas comes right back at the Cardinals. D. Karinovic running the option with Brad Hubel. So he's a pretty good option. Hubel running with authority. He can't beat the last defender, but that's okay because Karinovic eventually punches it in for 6. The Braves add the PAT, and it's 7-6 Tawas. Later in the first, Karinovic showing off his footwork once again. He's probably a really good dancer with those quick feet. That would lead to another Karinovic score right up the gut for Tawas, pushing the Braves lead to 14-6. Tawas showing they can do more than just run though. Time running out in the first half when Karinovic heaves one to Daniel Howell, and Howell does the rest. That man is fast. The Braves take a 28-6 lead into the locker room, and they cruise past Joburg tonight, 35-14. Let's head north to the UP now. Alpena opening its season in Escanaba tonight. Early in the first quarter, Alpena driving, but the drive ends in a hurry when Wildcats QB Tyler Pintar gets picked off by Cameron Beversluis. Later in the quarter, Alpena with the ball again, and the Wildcats are not to be denied this time. Jordan Ferguson takes the handoff, and he ain't stopped until he finds Pater. That's an 80-yard score. Alpena leads 8-0. Escanaba would counter, though. Travis Heller working the play action to perfection. He finds Beversluis wide open down the field. That pulls Escanaba within 1 and 8-7. The Wildcats offense goes back to work in the second quarter, though. Pintar making up for the INT with the TD here. He connects with Josh Bell from 16 yards out. The Cats go on top 15-7, and it was a defensive battle the rest of the way. Alpena starts the season with a W.
And for our final game of the night, the Posen Vikings up 32-22 going into the second half. In the third quarter, Viking QB Brandon Dietz getting the first down, but the team is unable to capitalize and turns the ball over on downs. And then later in the quarter, Cedarville's quarterback, Joe Kunkin, taking the scoring into his own hands, running over 60 yards for this touchdown to bring his team within 4, 32-28 after 3. Posen scoring machine Nick Hinska bringing the ball up close and personal to the goal line, making the next play easy for Dietz as he carries in the pigskin to make it a 10-point lead. But that still wouldn't be enough. The Trojans come back to end the game with a 42-40 win.